Are you heading to the meeting?
Yeah, I'll be there shortly.
Will I see you at the meeting?
Maybe. Depends how bored I am.
Did you read today's book?
Of course, but you'll get nothing out of me until the meeting.
Heading to book club. Are you?
Meet you there.
Let's head over.
Yeah?
Welcome to book club.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't realize Steve knew the author. I really should have read this when he first asked.
Whenever I read this book, I can still hear the General's voice in my head.
If you haven't already, you should welcome Logan. Let's get this started.
I am ready.
Before we start, I want to welcome Logan to the book club. What did you think of the book?
I didn't read it.
Okay then, guess I'll start. Steve, I really enjoyed this book.
What stood out to you?
I know people have different approaches to leading others, but I never considered what drives them to do so. Take Custer. He led from the front and was mostly loved by his troops, but his drive for personal glory affected every choice he made. Eventually, Custer picked a fight he couldn't handle. His recklessness led to the death of himself and every soldier he commanded.
His mistake was making decisions to elevate his own standing instead of his troops.
Makes sense. The better they do, the more he gets credit for leading them to victory. I think the biggest lesson, beyond don't be Custer, is that an outsized ego is a double-edged sword for a leader.
Also, you can't just get through life with a pretty face.
I thought you didn't read the book.
I didn't, but I picked things up from context.
I learned more about George Washington from this book than anything I was taught in school.
Yeah, that surprised me as well.
Before this, I associated him with statues, paintings, and the dustiest parts of American history. But here we see a military leader whose personal ambition was the victory of his army. He was clear-eyed about his goals and knew how to get out of his own way. Washington led from the top, though he kept counsel with various advisors. Once he made a decision, he expected his subordinates to follow his orders.
This George Washington reminds me of you.
You'd better not say it's the hair.
No, you keep counsel at Central. Once you make up your mind, you assign missions to the rest of us.
Huh. Leads like George Washington. I'll take it. More than anyone else in the book, Washington believed true leadership is a contract bestowed upon you by those whom you lead.
And that's where the book gets its title?
Right. The mantle of authority. It's something that augments you.
Which brings us to our final profile.
We really don't have to do this one.
And now I'm interested.
Steve, how long have you bugged me to read this?
Not because of the chapter on me. You all know General Phillips selected me for the Super Soldier program. For a time, he commanded me in the field, and that's why my profile is in the book. He was kind to say I led by example. Maybe that's how it used to be. But the Avengers isn't a military organization. If I gave Tony an order, he'd laugh in my face. To get anything done, I need the group's consensus. I can't give pretty speeches about the need to sacrifice. I have to show that putting in the effort today will make a better tomorrow.
It cannot be as simple as you make it sound.
Oh, it never is. It's a constant struggle, and you won't always see eye to eye. Still, I find it's absolutely worth the effort. Leadership you can gain, but trust, that you have to earn. But I find little enjoyment in talking about myself, so yeah, let's end it here.
All right, we'll call it here. Next month is... Hunter, do you have any books to suggest?
None from the past few centuries.
Then Logan could pick the next one.
Sure. The Adventures of Crash Morgan number 5, The Last Queen of Deimos.
What is that exactly?
It's about a space explorer with a ray gun, a jetpack, and a fishbowl helmet. Travels through space with a robot dog. They get in wacky adventures.
That's a classic. A buddy of mine had that in basic.
I'm always up for space nonsense.
I'm not, but that's the book. I'll give it a shot.
I'm not sure why Logan joined book club if he's not going to read the books.
You are not required to do so.
Come on, it's the principle.
I'm actually surprised Steve recommended this book.
Why?
Steve can take a compliment, but he's uncomfortable with praise, especially from someone he respects.
What did you think?
Well, the punch is decent, but there should have been a bigger spread.
I meant, what did you think about book club?
I just told you. Thumbs up for punch, thumbs down for snacks.
Well, at least Logan showed up.
You did not think he would?
I wasn't sure he'd be into book club, and I don't know what to expect from that book of his.
It sounds like one of Nico's movies.
She does know how to pick 'em.
Well, Nico has given me an appreciation for, I think it is called schlock?
Not you, too. I'm the only Midnight Sun who can't stand that garbage?
Seems that way.
Guess I'll be skipping future movie nights.
Oh, coward.
You're lucky there's no fighting in book club. Anyway, you leaving?
I am taking off.
Good meeting.
Hunter, hello.
Hunter.
Got any chocolate? We feel a craving coming on.
You don't know what it was us.
Later.
I almost sent my astral form to cover more ground.
That means you were trying to ghost me?
I caution against speaking in modern vernacular as it rapidly evaporates from the pool of youthful lexicon. Then magic will say you are uncool. Ah, yes. Our last conversation afforded me valuable insight into my current state of being. Your continued confidence and honesty with me have rekindled some of my own belief in myself.
The Sorcerer Supreme is a role only one mortal in a generation can hold.
Fancy titles impress the illusion of rank upon the world, but that's all it is. A name for one who understands much, and yet so little at the same time. I am merely a man with a very useful set of skills who worked to fill a niche.
I will light a beacon every step of the way.
The doubt never crossed my mind. You have my gratitude, Hunter.
Perhaps the Sorcerer Supreme could conjure me up an ice cream cone?
Due to Stark's contractual obligations, I can only offer Avengers-themed flavors. Nobody needs the caloric marvel that is Hulka Hulka burning love. A single scoop is a meal unto itself. Hunter, no matter what the outcome of our struggle is, you have not given up on me. That is a bond that carries beyond words and worlds.
About time. I was getting...
I no longer think of you as a vampire. I just see you as Morbius.
If my skin wasn't so pale, you'd see me blushing. Did you do a cool down after our workout? That's important.
It is always fun to see you fight.
Right back at you.
Finally, some...
Hey, can I ask a favor? Thanks, Hunter. Привет, Hunter.
Hunter, buddy, how do you sleep at night?
Is there a problem?
No, I'm literally asking how you manage to sleep at night. Here, at the Abbey.
What keeps you awake?
The roar of the ocean, winds moaning through the rafters, the little girl in the tattered dress who croaks, "I know what you did," from my bedside mirror.
A true haunting is no joke. I can help.
I don't want to trouble you, but for the sake of argument, say I tried salt circles, religious symbols, and holy water.
How did you apply the holy water?
Spray bottle.
I do not think it works like that.
Hey, I looked for an aspergillum. Surprised the Abbey didn't have any of those holy water stick grenades.
I used to chuck them at vampires. We ran out.
That's inspiring. Maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. Think, Tony, think. What if I slept in the suit? Turn the sound dampeners on? Set it to vibrate if there's an emergency?
Is that your way of getting my attention?
It's hard fighting the urge to say something corny yet uplifting before battle.
Storm, may I ask about your appearance?
Technically, you just did. What would you like to know?
Is your hair naturally white?
It is, believe it or not. Most people assume it's a mutant thing, but it's genetic.
Wow, that makes you very unique.
I used to be self-conscious of my appearance. Looking different comes with hardship.
Although I cannot relate, I do understand what you are saying.
Was that right?
While I may not look different, I often feel different because of my upbringing.
That is still valid. How we are brought up is internalized and shapes us in many ways. It took a long time, but I have grown to love my traits, mutant and otherwise. Are you sure? Thank you, Hunter. Truly. Feeling a bit clumsy, are we? Do not worry if the painting is good or not. Just enjoy the creative... I was hoping we could get to know each other.
Of course. I am available to answer any questions.
So you're an open book, huh? You don't find it hard opening up to people.
I enjoy satisfying the curiosity of my friends.
That's very generous of you.
You do not share yourself?
I do. But there are some things that need to be kept close to the chest.
May I ask you a question now?
By all means.
Your powers are unlike anything I have ever seen. It is incredible. Was it difficult honing them?
You flatter me. I've learned to control my powers, just like our colleagues in the Abbey. While my abilities are impressive, they can be strenuous.
How so?
Apologies, Hunter. That is something I'd like to keep to myself.
We are still establishing boundaries. There is no need to tell me right away.
Thank you for respecting them. Answers will come in due time.
Lucky for us, I'm not going anywhere.
I sure hope not, prophecy killer. I think that's enough for now. Your patience will be rewarded, Hunter. Just not today. I enjoyed spending time with you, Hunter.
Finally, some action! I thought my dry spell was never gonna end. It's my favorite hunter!
I am the only hunter here.
Shh! It's question time. Would you ever cut ties with me?
It would depend on the situation.
Picture this. You just drop me. That's it. Nothing special, no fireworks or explosions. Maybe.
Just leave without a reason?
Correctamundo!
Why do you ask such a question?
For funsies!
I do not believe that. Be honest with me.
I was just curious, because, well, that's kind of my thing. Getting close and then cutting people off. I'd do it to you if we weren't tied up in this hero crap.
I see. You are afraid.
Especially around you. I like you a lot, Hunter. And not just in the boot-knocking way.
You will not.
Wait until crap hits the fan and I go running. I'm not gonna leave or anything. I needed to get that off my really buff chest.
I appreciate you.
Plus, who could leave a face like that behind? That was so fun, I could die right now. Screw Picasso! This belongs in a museum!
Smelled you a mile away.
¿Qué pasa, Hunter?
About time. I was getting hungry.
What is it, Charlie? Find something?
I'm getting used to the Abbey. Didn't think I'd like it at first. Monks lived here isn't on my list of preferred amenities.
What changed your mind?
It reminds me of a Kree outpost. Mostly solitary, but you have your team around. Enough contact with civilization to avoid going loopy.
Is it difficult for you to live so remotely?
You kidding? It's great. First, you have a perfect excuse to ditch unwanted social engagements. Second, you can focus on the mission at hand, very few distractions. And third, you know you're going home at the end. What about you? You died here, so I bet you have some complicated thoughts about this place.
Yes, there are bad memories, but the good ones outweigh them all.
You're lucky you have that.
I am making some new ones right now.
No one likes a suck-up, Hunter. But so am I. Your present game is top-notch. That was a worthy hangout, Hunter. And my painting was scroll anti-expressionism. It's big on Xandar.
Hail, Holy One! It turns out Tony does occasionally make useful contributions. Farewell.
I just wanted to say I appreciate you leaning on me out there in the field, but I feel you deserve fair warning. Associating with me too much can be hazardous to your health.
Hazardous? What do you mean?
I mean Sabretooth. He's killed everyone I've ever been close to. Girlfriends, co-workers, casual pals. He even killed my mail carrier.
You have faced many hardships, and yet you have overcome them all.
I don't like to dwell on the past.
Same.
Nothing scares me much these days, except getting close to people. Because when I get close to someone, bad things tend to happen to them. So, I guess what I'm saying is, thanks for being a pal. And watch your back.
Hello, my sweet girl.
Underneath my mat.
Look of deep set.
Hey, Hunter. Beginning decryption sequence. Want to read something that'll make you weep? This is definitely the coziest war room I've ever been in. Quiet, too.
sound so bad.
I will make short work of this.